Prettifun is my favorite underground rapper right now. In the past few months, he's put out some banger albums like Pretty and Funhouse. I feel like there's barely any Prettifun tutorials out there, so we're gonna remake a Prettifun type beat, kind of like something you'd hear on his self-produced album, Pretty. So we're gonna show you how to design sounds to use in Prettifun type beats, and also how to get your master channel mixed, so you can get that distorted kind of sound without drowning out your beat. So first I started with this ARP from Hive called Down Tempo Bounce Pluck. I also threw some halftime on there for parts of the beat. I pulled in one of my buddies who's a goated producer and sound designer, especially for beats like these, Crystal Ash. Now I'm going to pass it over to Ash to show you some of the other melodies.
Yo, Crystal Ash here. The next part was something I did. I made this pad in Serum. It's just the envelope with a little bit of attack and a little bit of release. I put that on the cutoff of the filter, and I put this LFO on the fine tune, so it would just slowly detune up and down. One of the main things I love about these Prettifun beats is how like video gamey they sound. Like Touch the Sun with the synths and like the it reminds me of like old Sonic games. So I tried to kind of get that like into the synths. The next part of it that we made is really just a sine wave with the quantize turned up and just a filter on it. When you turn the quantize up, it imagine like a bit crush, but instead of it going on the whole track, it goes per note. That's kind of like what this is. This next one, probably my favorite. Like, we were trying to figure out how to make those type of like vowel-y type leads that are in like a lot of osamason and like Prettifun beats, you know what I'm saying? So what I did is I just took the LFO and I just mapped it to a couple shit, did this the same way, but it's reversed, and I mapped it to this one. Now it's talking to me. When we put crystallizer on it, Ty added this shaper box to just give it like some weird kind of like textures and rhythms, you know what I'm saying? I love shaper box. We love shaper box. Okay, what we did to this master is some sauce I'm gonna let you in on, just to get this kind of like the really kind of blown out fuzzy sound. Pull up the limiter, make sure the attack and the sustain are down, and depending on how much you crank this saturation knob, the more it'll fuzz out. This is it without anything. And now I'm gonna start fucking around with the knob. So I put a soft clipper before the limiter, but I turned the mix down. So when it clips, it'll still give you the clipping sound. It'll just also let enough sound to go through to make the limiter actually work. Both of us thought that we needed more like high end. So I was like, yo, we just gotta add like a bright ass saw. We added crystallizer. I love crystallizer. I love it. And Ty did this like crazy stutter thing with the chords. Okay, one thing I instantly noticed about Prettifun, and I love when everybody does this, I love ARPs. I love ARPs. I love... If you know my beats and know my style, you know I love the ARPs. And the last thing that I added, I made this like synth-based stab in Serum. Trick for these types of like saw basses is if you add a reverb, well, make sure you set the envelope of the note or the LFO to be the mix knob on the reverb, because you don't want, especially on bass, you don't want a reverb tail of bass because it'll make it so muddy. All right, these next couple of things Ty added, so I'm gonna let him take it over.
Next, I added this custom Reese sub bass from Serum. I just added some distortion and Fruity Blood overdrive. Yeah, so Ash really snapped on the sound selection here, I think. I added a couple more elements for the melody. So I also chopped up this Vox from Electra X called Zero Drumline. I added some shaper box on there as well. Next, I added this custom lead that I made in Serum. This lead's gonna be in my upcoming CHOTIC kit. That kit's gonna have all the Serum presets and one-shots from literally all my remakes, as well as a drum kit with a bunch of distorted instruments. For the 808, I just added a fruity soft clipper and increased the threshold and post all the way. A lot of Pretty Fun songs have like these really fast hi-hat patterns. So this is what the percussion sounds like. Pretty simple. I added some bit crusher on the hi-hats. I EQ'd it a little bit. Also some bit crusher on the clap itself. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Again, I think this beat is kind of like something you hear on his Pretty album. For the Funhouse album, Pretty Fun worked with a lot of other producers. There's some different themes there for sure. So if you want like a Pretty Fun Funhouse tutorial, just let me know in the comments. Or if there's any other Pretty Fun remakes or tutorials you want, again, just comment below. You can get the project files, all the Serum presets from this beat, and the one-shots on my Patreon. So make sure to go check that out. Quick shout out from my buddy Crystal Ash. Just recently put out a mixtape. We remix some pretty popular songs. It's really cool, so go check that out. The link for that is in my bio. Really appreciate y'all, and this is what the beat sounds like all together.